A little about myself. I'm a retired law enforcement officer with 20 years of service. I began my career in the jail, worked the road, and became an investigator. During my career, my training consisted of everything from SWAT to becoming a state certified crime scene technician. I've investigated crimes from thefts to homicides. After retiring and becoming aware of true crime and web sleuths, I started my channel for web sleuths to better understand the perspectives of law enforcement. Not only do we cover true crime, I go out into the field and assist families who have lost loved ones to homicide and their cases are considered cold. Join me as we look and bring attention to these critical cases. Hello, everyone. I'm glad y'all could join us tonight. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Appreciate you coming here and watching tonight. And if you watch it in the coming days, thank you for those views. Give a thumbs up and everything. We appreciate it. Been a busy start of the year. And now that we got into June, it's absolutely amazing. It's something that this channel and this community has looked forward to completing. And it's absolutely probably one of the most productive points of my life right now is what happened in the last 3 weeks. Absolutely amazing. Was able to do a lot of work, and it's all owed to this community and to these amazing people, these team members that I met across the country from Idaho, Missouri, Florida, Iowa, people that went out of their way to assist in working cold cases and also in gathering data for the environmental DNA study that we're doing. Absolutely amazing. And I couldn't do it without this community and the work of the foundation and the people that support our foundation. So that's how I want to, while some of these members, they absolutely wish to have no recognition. So I'll just do it by the state and leave it at that right now. But in the future, we'll reach out and hopefully we'll start getting them a little bit more camera friendly and put them on there. And but just want to thank them foremost for the fact that I would have never been able to do all the work I was able to do in the last since the 6th until I got home yesterday. I was on the road for about 18 days. Just finished up my initial paperwork today. Got everything shipped off to for the labs and everything else, the final shipment today, and been amazing. And but with that being said, we'll get over to the other part. And I want, like I said, I wish all of y'all I just don't have the words to express all the gratitude I have for all of y'all. And so thank y'all. All right. The foundation, like I said, we have 2 parts of our YouTube channel. Of course, we have where I create and cover certain and bring awareness to certain cases. But then we have the co-case part of it and the new part as far as the eDNA and certain things that we're going to be doing in the future for the True Crime Web Foundation. And through this part of it is where we work with the co-cases, and also we did the eDNA study, and can't wait for those results to get back, and we'll see what will happen with that in the coming days. But so far this last year in 2023, we went 19,000 miles over the year. So far this year, after I got back from this last trip over the last 18 days, we broke 20,687 miles. A lot of driving, guys. A lot of hours on the road, and it's absolutely amazing. And but I'm still recovering, so you just have to bear with me. Before I get too far behind, let's get in chat and welcome some people. There's Marion Tate. Good to see you. Bama Sin. Sensei, thank you for being here. Nana, 73. Mitzi Scott. Sensei and Lisa P. Southern Gal, True Crime. Southern Gal, I apologize. I was trying to get by that. If I had time, I was going to go by and see Southern Gal We had discussed a case in the past, and I wanted to follow up on it with her, but I was so far behind, I wasn't able to meet with her or Ardit Fox. But hopefully I'll be able to get back up there and meet with them out in Arkansas in the coming months. I've got at least 2, if not 3 more trips planned this year. We've got to get with some law enforcement agencies and present some cases of as far as what some of the co-case work that we're doing. But I will get with you. And like I said, I'm sorry I couldn't stop in to see and have a cup of coffee this time. As Holly's here, Jill's here. Good to see you. Mitzi. Let's see here. Anna's here. Good to see you. Barbara Hall's here. And if you don't know who Barbara Hall is, look up the Timmy D's case. And Barbara has been fighting for justice for Timmy, and absolutely amazing. And she assisted. We actually, during this trip up, we had to do some work on her case, and she went to the scene. Absolutely amazing, the courage of this lady. And she also assisted on another co-case. Absolutely amazing what she does for others. Let's see, Copper Horse, good to see you. Olivia too. Lisa P is a new member. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, well, it may be fascinating, but it is fascinating, and I wish that I could share everything. The eDNA study, some of the places that we went, absolutely gorgeous country that has such tragedy linked to it. And even when you go to these communities and you work with these cold case families, some of the areas where these crimes were committed and families members are lost in these areas that you wouldn't believe that anyone would be subject to a crime. Absolutely unbelievable. Like I said, we went to a lot of different states on this trip, and when I have time to go back in, because I've got I thought I was going to have thousands of hours, well, not thousands of hours, but I thought I was going to have hundreds of hours of Dashcam. And my Dashcam is on a 12-hour loop. Didn't know that. And so, but even with that 12-hour loop, I have, probably 50% of what I thought I would have. Because there was a lot of driving, 14, 18-hour days. And I have a witness to that, Ruckus. He sat over there sometimes, and when he wasn't dozing, and helped me wear the miles away. Now, Ruckus does sleeps. This time he slept very little, and he was a great assistant on this case. Couldn't have done it without him. And before we get into that, I'll show you how Ruckus assisted. This was my bill package before I picked up Ruckus. This is my bill package post Ruckus. After I picked this is what Ruckus goes through. This is what Steve goes through. And poor Ruckus. We did get by 3 or 4 exits at a time before he would demand a stop. Oh, man. Also, like I said, we did a lot of miles. On this trip here, when I left June the 6th to June the 24th, I didn't quite hit 10,000 miles on this one trip. It was 9,908 miles. I got a few more miles to deliver the van back tomorrow, but after I get the back, then of course, just under 10, but it's an amazing trip. It's a lot of driving, and you'll see here, you get to see some beautiful country. And as I go through some of the Dashcam, I'm going to try to create a video of some of the absolutely beautiful country, because we went all the way to California. and some of that to Los Angeles, actually, just outside Los Angeles, and even some of those areas just outside metropolitan and the areas, absolutely gorgeous. Those hillsides, those winding roads, extremely dangerous. There was bicycles coming off some of those mountains, 60 mile an hour, and but they all missed me. I don't know how they missed me, but they missed me. I even have a video clip where I said, "Well, I've been hit by everything but a bicycle," and let's see what we got going on here. See if I can get this thing working again. There we go. There's Karen. Good to see you. Thank you, Anna, about the thumbs up. Absolutely. Hit the thumbs up if you can. Mitzi Scott. Miss Irene. Excellent. Glad to see you. Hi, Steve. Hope Ruckus is taking care of you. I dropped Ruckus off Friday or Saturday. I can't remember. And unfortunately, one of the things that happened to us, and of course, whenever sometime in the coming up days, I'll have Ruckus on with me. And Ruckus, as we was going up the road, there was a lot of retread, recap tires, semi tires, off the trailers and tractor trailers that were on the side of the road. And Ruckus said those things right there are the most dangerous things, and they should outlaw. We hadn't gone 5 miles till the truck in front of us, who was passing another truck, and I was the first car behind them, blew up a tire. And there's these big chunks of tire going everywhere. Had cars behind me, couldn't lock it down, and had to drive through the debris field. And I was hoping I had that on the dash cam, and it was on the dash cam until it looped over. And because that's one of the things I looked for this evening. Couldn't find it because it had looped over and recorded over, which when I told Ruckus that, he immediately said I was as bad as another set of investigators that are in the news that had recorded over and lost a lot of hours. All right. Let's see. Gibbo, good to see you. Joanna Lynn, hello. Good to see you. Mustang 65, good to see you also. Teresa the Troll, there's Peggy. Good to see you. Nightbot's up and active. We always like Nightbot. Bossy's here. All right. Let's get back into it. And but if you look at the mileage, it's 9,908 miles, 18 days, 550 miles per day, and which comes out almost 8 hours a day driving. And like I said, Ruckus was able to help us. We had a team in Idaho, Missouri, Florida. The painter in Florida that painted that fence, absolutely amazing work. And then, of course, I delivered it up to Iowa, got that delivered. They'll be able to put that fence up, a memorial for Lyric and Elizabeth. So I want to thank everyone for allowing us to be a part of that. And that artist is truly amazing. If you don't, if you haven't seen, I don't have a link in here currently, but if you go to Ruckus's community page and go back a few posts, you'll see angels. If you click on that on his community post, you'll be able to see an amazing video of an artist completing the memorial fencing for Lyric and Elizabeth. Let's see here. But on this trip, and I spoke with some law enforcement agencies, and we were trying to get access to certain cases. We got access to a lot of different types of victims that are either missing, recovered, and also we have serial offender victims that we will be going back and readdressing and bringing some other resources in the fall. I've got to get in contact with an individual regarding cadaver dogs, and we'll be going back out west. And from the information that we pretty well have some really good locations of at least 2 victims of a serial offender out there, general area, and hopefully we'll be able to get the cadaver dogs out there in a couple 3 months, and so we'll be going back with them if everything works out. But like I said, I spoke with some law enforcement agencies during this trip. Met a absolutely phenomenal retired cold case investigator and who works with others, and extremely bright individual. And after he retired, he continues that work, and hopefully we'll be able to collaborate on some other cases in the future. Met some really well-connected private investigators, 2, one in the Northeast and one on the West Coast, that will both of them have offered to assist the foundation and myself in as we move forward, and I look forward to working with them. And then met a couple of creators out on the West Coast that also are producers of documentaries, and was interviewed by them. And I don't know at what point they'll move forward, but anyway, I look forward to working with them also. And also on this trip, we were able to speak with 2 new cold case families. I have a lot of work to open up their cases in the coming weeks. I've got about 6 weeks of intense work, guys. So you don't have to bear with me. I'll take breaks from working on the cold cases and create some content of our normal cases that we look at, from Kohlberger to Richard Allen and the victims of them. But there's a lot of work to do for these families, and I look forward to getting that done. But while we was on this trip, like I said, we were able to go out into the field and work on some cold cases, made some pretty important discoveries, which can't be released right now, but we will just as soon as we can. We're preparing to meet with some law enforcement agencies, and but until we meet with them and until they give us to go ahead to release it, we won't be able to release some of the work and details that we've had working these cases. And Dandy Linus, good to see you. Let's see here. If you got any questions about anything, absolutely let me know. Out on the prowl. Good to see you, buddy. All right. Let's see. Like I said, Bama Sin says just a couple of minutes late. No, you're fine. DP said, howdy, Steve. Did you take Ruckus with you? I picked Ruckus up mid-trip. Once I got to, where did I pick Ruckus up at? Reno. I picked him up in Reno. There's so many places I went to in so many states that and so many cities that sometimes it's hard to remember. But from the time I picked Ruckus up, we hit the road, and a lot of hours. And the logistics of traveling across this country is extremely interesting. We went into a couple areas that it was their first summer rush, and motel rooms were at a premium. You could not find a room. And the first night that Ruckus was with me in the car, I think we had like the 9th or 10th motel or hotel before we found a place to stay. But he held in there with me. And of course, he's already made some comments because we went into some pretty remote areas. I went into some really remote areas in Idaho, and that team in Idaho that went with me, absolutely, we were able to get into, uh, you know, those areas. And then, of course, when Ruckus was with me, I put him out in front of the of my cross country um, Pacifica, and made him pick rocks up out of the road so that we wouldn't scrape the bottom of bust a oil pan or bust a sidewall of a tire. And but it was extremely interesting, and he was quite the trooper. And I thank him for so much for being able to go with me, because, like I said, none of these team members had to reach out. None of them had to go to these locations, and they took time out of their lives and to assist in trying to get answers either for the eDNA study or for these families. So it's quite humbling to work with them. I know, but a Southern Gal True Crime says you don't ever have to apologize, Mr. Steve. But I was hoping so much to get by and see you, but the hours just ran out. You wouldn't think that you'd run out of time on 18 days, but you do. There's other things that I've got to get done in the coming days and before on the properties and things. And so I've been on the lawnmower. This morning when the sun got up, I had to finish up and get everything mailed off, get all my um, backlog of paperwork completed, all the forms filled out, and get everything shipped off so that the eDNA study can have be successful, which we're going to get data on that. But like I said, I just, if I tell anyone I'm going to try to get by and see them, I really do try, but just ran out of time. Alan the Prowl says, Steve, I have a question about dogs. All right. Send it to me. And if I don't have the answer about those dogs, I have contacts that will know the answer about those dogs. Thank you, Southern Gal True Crime. Justice for Timmy Dees. Absolutely. And Barbara Hall says, thank you, Mr. Steve. We did some work on her case, and she's absolutely amazing for the fact that not only while I was up in that area and we did some work on her case, or Timmy's case, she knows a lot of other families up there, and she was able to set up a couple of meetings for me and assisted in making copies and things. It's amazing how these people and these victims of crime, they support each other. It's inspirational, and hats off to them, guys. Nanar says, I'm so glad that you're back. Yes, I'm glad to be home. It may take me a day or two, but I should be back up. Alan the Prowl, were you with Ruckus the whole way? No. Like I said, this is my stack and this is Ruckus's stack. But I'm trying to think, what day did I pick him up? We were together, I don't know, probably almost 6 days, probably 7 days. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll have to look at the videos and figure out, because you can hear him. I'll have to figure out my family-friendly show is a little bit different than Ruckus's shows, and so I'll have to figure out how to make it a little bit more family-friendly. Oh man! Okay. Thank you, Olivia. $10 super sticker. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Means a lot to us. And like I said, could not do it without this community and the supporters of our foundation. Anna, you're absolutely correct. And and that's my own fault for the fact that the dash recorder I had originally in my past travels when I used it, I bought the really big cards, and they can hold so much more data that the cards don't loop over until the data gets filled, and then they start looping over. And so for some reason, I had ordered, since I had originally ordered those big cards, I had ordered some cards for my drone, which are half of the capacity. And when I was just going through there, it said, "Do you want to reorder?" And I hit reorder and thought I had the right ones. Us investigators, we, when I told Ruckus today, he got laughing because I was trying to. There were certain images I had of Ruckus and coming out early mornings as he was loading up. He's quite the character and quite the dresser. And I had some great images of Ruckus dressed in some interesting attire. And I was going to work that into a screenplay, but it got looped over. You guys are a great team. Yes. And I have several great teams out there, guys. And like I said, it's amazing. And hopefully you know, be able to start getting some interviews with them and as we move forward in the future. Do you have pics of Ruckus sleeping and snoozing? I don't know what all images I still have of Ruckus. Like I said, it started looping over. I had him, like I said, he went on his community page and said that I had him out in front of the car like a minesweeper, getting the rocks out of the road. And then, of course, I caught him in his flashy attire at the hotel. And, of course, going in and out of stores. Uh, there's quite a few things that he does when he gets in a store that's amazing. Gosh, Ruckus is an expensive edition. Yes, I'm telling you. I, he is absolutely unreal. Oh, me. Lee and Susan Trainer, good to see you. Josh Saposh is in San Diego. Barbara Hall said, "Did he snore?" He got his eyes got glazed over a few times, and especially like I said, we'd leave the motel after whatever we had scheduled for those work days, and we'd go do our like when we was out in California in some of those mountain regions, looking at some of the serial offender victims and trying to locate areas to do our eDNA study. And but by the end of the day, you know, you get started at 8 o'clock, and sometimes we weren't checking in. You know, you 8 in the morning, and I think we ran the longest we ran was we started 7 o'clock one morning, and we bedded down at 3 o'clock the next morning. So about a 20. That was our longest day, but a lot of work was done. But he got glazed eye a few times. Uh, where is Ruckus? Is he hiding out? I spoke to him earlier today, and he's still in the Midwest right now. Be heading home tomorrow. I dropped him off. He had some work to do on some code cases up there that he's working independently of anything I'm doing. And, of course, uh, anytime that I can assist others, I will. And he wanted to be dropped off up there. And so, not a problem. So he should be getting home tomorrow from what he said earlier. Emerson says that's more than our yearly mileage. Um, but yeah, that was eight. Let's see, yeah, 18 days. So, and, I have another trip that will almost be that also. We got one more trip that if the collaboration with the one of our resources with the cadaver dogs, we'll probably have another, maybe even longer, for the fact that we have 2 or 3 states that will probably be, if everything works out, of taking those cadaver dogs to see if we can't locate the victims according to um, the best information that we have. Um, Dog Defender said, "You were in California. I wish I would have known. I would have bought you food and show you around." Thank you. Appreciate that. We arrived, I think, like 11 or 12 o'clock one night, and got up at, we were supposed to meet with the private investigator and some other people that's working with a cold case family, and go up into the hills. And we did that work for, five, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 hours up in the hills, and then got into traffic, and then headed east. But but thank you. We'll be back out there this fall. Peggy Day, good to see you. Peggy and Josh, all they have are phones. I understand. Josh says he's on a conference vacation in San Diego. Okay, you just got your laptop to work. The road gators. But this thing, like I said, when it blew up, I knew it was going to be some great footage. I just hate that recorded over it. Didn't even think about the looping over. But I was able to miss the majority of it. But some of those, like I say, a semi tire coming apart 300 feet in front of you, and it was, at times 4 or 5 feet high. But luckily, we were able to miss all the other stuff. Al on the prowl. Don't tell Mrs. Steve that. Shelly has been a member for 21 months. Hey, Mr. Steve, thank you for your support. Appreciate that. And as always, you Beetlejuice, Ruckus, and here he is. Oh, me. Hello, Karen. Good to see you. Oh, no. I can barely drive. I can barely be Sherpa. Mr. Steve for Sherpa 2024 would probably be a better, and that's only if Ruckus um, puts my name up for Sherpa of the year. Oh, man. Teresa the Troll says, "Hey, Ruckus." Yeah, Peggy, the says that uh, she was in a semi with fiance. A chunk of tire from a semi in front of us had a tire blow. A chunk from it shattered his windshield, which is crazy. And I don't know how we missed it. Just luck of the draw, because I was going right, left. We had cars beside us and had some vehicles behind us, and so rather than pile up, you just got to drive through it. That if anyone's going to get the damage, might as well be Ruckus and I. Of course, um, Ruckus didn't recognize that I saved his life. I tried to line up the big chunks where they would hit me versus him, although he will deny that. Oh, man. I'm glad everybody's here tonight. Got some good people. Okay, Mustang 65. $10. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Means a lot to us. And like I said, it couldn't do it without all our support, not only here, but also Mojo Rising. And as everyone goes back and watch, thank y'all. Southern Gal True Shine says, thanks for all your hard work and helping families. I want to thank all these other people that, like I said, 18 days traveling as much as we did, couldn't have done it without each and every one of these people across the country. And, it's amazing to work with them. Red Queen, hello. Thank you, Bama Sin. This is exactly right. I'm happy that I'm home, and I'm glad that y'all are happy I'm home also. And it was a very productive trip. Since my YouTube channel started, this is the most productive month I've had. Although I've not created any content, we did have a very productive month with a lot of um, contacts made, and for the future of this community. And because each of y'all are part of a larger community that as my network grows and we're able to go out there and meet with these families and work with them, it's all due to y'all guys. Let me get to let me get that back to there we go. There's that picture. That was on the when I was before I picked up Ruckus. Now, after I picked up Ruckus, it was all thunderstorms. Yes, Al, it was in Nevada. Barbara Hall says, Mr. Steve, thank you for your hard work. And like I said, she was able to make some contacts for me and for these families. And she introduced me to one family. And while we were there, she instantly went to the copier and started copying and took up the slack of, whereas I couldn't get the copier to work, of course, but she was able to make sure everything was done. And I thank her for that, because when you're in those locations, and I do a run that I'll go from one location to another, and we were working on her case, and she was familiar with another family, and she able to introduce me to them, and uh, like I said, we got a lot of work done on that case while we was in the area, which I couldn't have done by myself. I would have been even worse and much further behind. Nanar has been a member for 6 months. I took a month-long cross-country trip. Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being a member. Here says, did you see any snow in the Sierra Nevadas? Yes. And I'll have some images of those uh, and some video of that. Thank you, Mustang 65. Can you talk about the Iowa case? The work, there's certain things are always going on in some code cases that we can't discuss as far as the work being done on them. But I was able to deliver the memorial painting that was done by the artist in Florida. And Drew was extremely glad to get it and appreciative. And he wishes to thank all of y'all for everything that y'all do to assist us in this. Southern Gal says, in the remote areas, did you have any ATVs or did you have to walk in? We walked in. Um, do I wish we had ATVs? Yes, but some of the times there's fences that are involved. Even when you're on uh, Bureau BLM land management properties, and so while it may be public properties, there's still fences and things, and you wouldn't be able to, unless you find a gate. But that may be something that we look at in the future. Kimberly Lots, good to see you. Let's see. Now, Danny Liner says there's not enough time in a day sometimes. Absolutely, there's not. Thank you, Marion Tate. Yes, the foundation is a resource that, as I was speaking to some of these other families and even these other individuals that are working cold cases, uh, that they don't always have the resources and they run up against financial issues also. And the only thing that we as a foundation wish to do is to bring closure or some type of result to the families. And so we want to assist anyone and everyone when we look at these cases. And if we can play a role in that, we absolutely want to do so. Dog, Mr. Steve, you heard about not very well known Blake Chappelle? I think I've heard of it, but I can't remember the details. I'll go back and look at it again, but and put it in my calendar of events. And Kimberly Lott says, justice for Durante Martin. I am Durante Martin's grandmother. Absolutely. Another great lady who has fought for justice. And if y'all haven't looked up this case, look it up. It's an extremely controversial case as far as, once again, the family is seeking justice and have run up against a brick wall. And uh, absolutely amazing family. CJK, we collected bail money for you just in case. Almost came to pass, which I'm sure Ruckus will be able to uh, embellish the occurrence of our encounter with law enforcement. I think it was in Utah, I believe. Ruckus Rocks isn't family friendly. It's no, I mean he's family friendly. I just don't know who's playing what on their computers at what volume, and who may have children in the background. I just try to keep it a little bit more family friendly, and nothing wrong with what each and every creator does. But Barbara Hall says justice for Durante Martin. Thank you. Hi, Walter said, looks sounds like you found your second calling, Steve. Um, it I had a pretty good career, and when I started this channel, I had no idea of the outreach and the impact that when these families reached out to us, um, and the work that can be done for them. Like I said, there's certain times that law enforcement gets overwhelmed, or they've something for whatever reason, um, they might miss something or look at it in a different light for whatever reason. And these families wish a second set of eyes to be put upon it. And I try. I can't promise anything for anyone, but other than looking at it and giving it our best shot and best effort. Marion says, you have a great time, Mr. Steve, for all that hard work you've been doing out there in that heat. Thank you so much. This was uh, when I was in, I think in Idaho. Uh, my first team I worked with, I don't, we got up early and got up into the high deserts pretty early. And I don't think I got enough sunscreen on. And so my ears got a little burnt there. Oh, me. And not only with Odinus there, but actually we was at another, Ruckus and I were at another scene, and there were some branches, and this exact topic, as two old cops will do. Uh, we said, well, there's Odinus have been in this area also, because there were some solid branches on another location. Our dark humor. How was the drive? Did anything happen eventful on the way? Oh yes, we had several eventful things, and I think, in all fairness, Ruckus and I will probably uh, do the, I don't know, mutual announcements of those encounters and other situations. Ruckus is wearing basketball shorts and flip flops. Yes, and he's quite um, the has a certain flair about himself that when he walks out of a hotel in his dress, basketball shorts, and flip flops, and I mean he's a thing to behold, a beauty, as he would say. He's a beauty. Oh man, yes. I can't wait to see the stories that Ruckus has to tell. Uh, Hello, Cindy Blackwater. Good to see you. Um, yeah, I'll have some photos and I'll have some videos. Like I said, I may have to remove the soundtrack um, because, like I said, there's some colorful comments. But uh, even as Ruckus was reading his community page, that people were saying that they would love to see us during our arguments and our debating of certain facts and discussions of topics of the day. And there was some laughter. And as always, we have a certain humor and we discuss certain case and topics and things we've seen and try to get some answers. But we'll share some. That's very kind of you, CJK. I'd take a clone Steve. Oh my goodness. My luck, my clone would turn into a ruckus. Yeah, that'd be my luck. Yeah, Marion, they call them road gators. Yeah, those. Hello, Shelly. Hannah wants some waterboarding. uh, Josh Aposh, we need a clone Mr. Steve for every state. That's very kind of y'all. Thank you. I would suggest that we clone all these people that of these teams. Like I said, they came out for nothing other than to have an impact. Absolutely amazing. Sherpa, you having to pack Ruckus's bags too? Yes, he. Although he was in better shape this time than last time, um, but yes, I'm just a Sherpa. And when the tire blowed up, I had to get him out of the floorboard. He's kind of sensitive to big bangs. Did Ruckus spend any of his own money, or did he rush to the counter every time he heard your billfold open? He absolutely. If you ever see him go in a store, uh, their power bill immediately goes up. He'll open every refrigerator door, look at every drink, handle the chips, the candy bars, and there was a cigar display in one convenience store, and he was yanking on the door, but they had it locked and he couldn't get to the cigars. But I thought they were going to come over there and throw him out. Thank you, Shelly. That's very kind of you. CJK, Cops on the Run could be the title. Barbara says, "Did you get a lot of support on your venture?" Yes, I did, and you played a great role in that yourself. Thank you. Anna says that Idaho, we're now are locked into 100 degrees temps with no improvement in sight. Too hot for wasps to build nests for the tractor. So I've been mowing without harm. Oh man, yeah. When I was out there, it was uh, even when we got started early in the day, it was not anywhere that temp. Thank goodness. But I still got sunburn. Miss Mojo Rising, 499. 9,908 miles is a lot of gas. Yeah, I've got to figure that up, and because I've got all my receipts. Even when you're out there and you push the little receipt button, if it don't give you a receipt, then you have to go inside and get it. And I think I did pretty good. I probably have 99% of all my receipts. I may have missed one or two. Yes. Black would have been a member for 9 months. Thank you. Appreciate that. On the what kind of special permission do you have to get to do the experiments on the uh, uh, Bureau of Land Management? We contacted some agencies, and some of, like I said, it's just a matter of going out, and the amount of soil that we're getting is a little bit, it's about the size of your thumb. It's about 50 milliliters of soil. It's not like we're going out excavating anything. And some of the cases we had, but if it was public lands, there wasn't really a big deal about getting any special permission. Um, and so we just followed the protocols that we had set up with the university. Oh my goodness, Peep's dog got skunked. We almost made it through Colorado. When we was coming back from California, we had two, and it rerouted us through below Colorado. But originally it had us coming through Colorado, but for whatever reason, it sent us the other way. Louis Tresco, thank you. Good to see you. Bama Sin has been a member for 14 months. Thank you. Copper Horse says Durante Martin, 19, was at a prom party on April 25th, 2021, when he died in a closet. The death was initially ruled self harm. Relatives of Martin and others questioned that finding, and yes, there's some circumstances that need to be checked into. Absolutely. Bama Sins, $14. Thank you. Appreciate that. And a jury at a coroner inquest later ruled that Martin died by violence, prompting the FBI investigation. Yes, y'all have a chance to go look into the Martin case, and there's a lot of information out there about it. And Southern Gal has done covered that case, and so check her channel. Cold Truth. He told me all about his stunt he pulled on you. Everybody pulls stunts. Thank you, Dog Defender. I'll look that up. And what's going on? What is Ruckus going? What is Ruckus up to? Me. Cold Truth knows something about Ruckus. I don't know what he's got planned. I'll deny everything about. Oh, Christian behind the crime door. Steve, good to see you. And I was actually got to meet Kristen, and as I was passing through, that was a pleasure. Yes, Ruckus needs someone to help him dress because some of you could mistake him for other uh, individuals in some of his attire that he chooses to wear. I left him in the Midwest. He won he, after our um, after the tire explosion. Of course, you hear Ruckus explain it. It was absolutely the closest thing to an asteroid strike that he's ever experienced. And but he was happy to get out of the car. Ah, Sensei, I've been a member for 18 months. Thank you. Oh, I can't. It would be worth it, Barbara. It's a good one. He's got it recorded. I don't know what he's got recorded. Lewis says, "Hey everyone, what's Steve talking about tonight?" We just I've been on the road for the last 18 days, 19 days, or 18 days, and just getting back and getting wound down and trying to get caught up and telling everybody that we had a successful month, and absolutely just wishing to thank everyone for allowing me to have this the ability to go out there and do what we can do to have an impact with these families. I'll take a dopey clone half price. Yes, the Ruckus clones are always half price. If you guys go to the Smoky Mountains, can you take some images for me? I will, sir. I will. I've got a meeting with um, uh, a private investigator up there in the coming weeks, and so I'll get you some pictures as I travel through. I'm going up into the Carolinas. Bossy, will you be taking on any new cases this year? I've taken on 2 new cases in the last 3 weeks. And so, yes, but that'll probably be um, about all that I can take on until we have um, certain things that may come up on the other cases and I can pass them along to law enforcement. True Crime Web, did y'all get your sticks? I've got to open the packages. I've got packages, so I hope that's them. I just haven't had time to open all the mail yet. But thank you. I'm sure we have them. K Music Taylor, good to see you. Hello, peeps. Please tell me Ruckus used sunblock on his bald head. No, this actually is Ruckus walking on the side of the road here in this image. ah, ah. Karen, thank you. That's very kind of you, Karen. Um, Mr. Steve, you do not need to show receipts, and I trust you. The foundation, it's required that I keep all the receipts and everything. It's a nonprofit. It has oversight, and I absolutely, try to do everything I can to make sure that everyone realizes that there's a lot of work that goes into this, but also that we try to keep as everything by the book as we can. I didn't know you could live on Bureau of Land Management if you move every 10 days or so. That'd be interesting. I could just about do that. Did he take care of you as I instructed? Uh, no, he does what he wants. I'm just trying to see what's going on here. I'm in a dopey version of Steve. No. uh, Michelle C., how solvable are the cases you've taken on, in your opinion? Um, it's not that I will, so much about the solvability is that we just want justice, and whatever that is. Sometimes, when you look at a case, can law enforcement be absolutely right on all the cases? No, they make mistakes. When I look at them, I try to develop new information to make sure law enforcement looks at it from every angle. And if there's angles missed, that's what we want to do. Um, and we'll always make and try to see that justice is done. That's all we can try, guys, is look at them. And, these families have looked at these cases for a long time. They know them better than law enforcement. They have a lot of answers. And sometimes law enforcement, once they uh, uh, put whatever narrative to it, they won't back away from that narrative. And we try to um, bring more information to the table. And if it can make them relook at the narrative and possibly reopen the case, um, and reopening the case is extremely important. That's what we try to do. Thank you, Bossy. That's very kind of you. No, I didn't get. I don't know if I got any bug bites. Uh, when I first showed up in California, I got out of the car and we was about to go up into the mountain areas, foothills. That I mean, you're in a car driving up these winding roads for 45 minutes, switchbacks, and but before I got up there, I had bug spray and I was spraying, and the people that lived in California came over there and they started spraying themselves too. For whatever reason, they just didn't think about bringing bug spray, but they thought it was a good idea. Oh, Nightbot has attacked Anna. Anna's going after Nightbot. What part of Utah were you in? Any upcoming cases in Maryland and Pennsylvania? We There's certain ethics and privacy issues with some of the cases, especially when you work with university. We can't speak about specifics. I wish we could. Uh, any upcoming cases in Maryland and Pennsylvania? No, I don't have any in either one of those. Also, could you share how old are the cases you're currently dealing with? Yeah, some of the specifics, like I said, I'll have to get with the university and see if I can, because some of these cases are older, but some of them are relatively new. We have a template for the eDNA that we really like to meet. Not all the cases meet them, but if when they do meet, and would y'all recognize some of the cases? Sure. Shelly gifted 5 True Crime Web memberships. Thank you, Shelly. Appreciate it. Christian behind the crime door. Yeah, that's Ruckus's rule. Ruckus causes trouble. He'll go down the road giving um, the signal that he needs help. Why? Like anybody would kidnap or Ruckus. What would you have? Thank you, Copper Horse, for Ruckus Rocks channel and Code Truth channel. Thank you. Christian behind the door. Yep, absolutely. I have great mods. They think they're they know far better than I. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. And um, like I said, I just wanted to give a little update about what was going on and the travels that we've been at. And hopefully it's been a very productive month. I made a lot of network contacts. And thankfully for a lot of the creators, and also Ruckus introduced me to some of his contacts. But absolutely amazing. And I look forward to all the collaborations we got coming up and the work to do this year. There's a lot of work to be done, guys. But y'all stay safe out there, and we'll see y'all soon, guys. Bye.